Hey yo, what up? It's the Vince McMahon of Instagram, aka Barack Obama. Make sure you check out Hank Nation and Dope Ideas Media. Shout out to everybody at Plug City.
Let me check my schedule.
Hank Nation TV and Dope Ideas Media presents Plug City. We are the hosts, and I'm Michael Ice.
And I am June. Where your mama at?
Yeah,
mama.
So look, bro, we got a very special guest again with us today, man, on the platform, man. When it comes to being an innovator in Michigan battle rap, when it comes to being a pioneer in Michigan battle rap, when it comes to being a trendsetter in Michigan battle
Keep
rap,
it going.
when it comes to being a leader in this game and this thing that we do,
Go!
bro, it's only so much that you can say about this man that we got on the platform today, man. Right now, bro, we got the owner of Bar Wars Rap Battles, you know what I'm saying? One of the most prolific battle leagues in MBR, bro. We got none other than SMO.
SMO.
My dog.
Sean Morrison.
My dog.
What up, y'all?
What's
It's
going
good,
on?
man. Hey, man, appreciate y'all having me here for the interview, man. Plug City, all that good stuff, man. You guys know you guys been putting out fire content for MBR.
Thank
We
you.
need more of that, man. You know,
Let me
I think
ask
the
you, You
media.
ain't never had no intro like that, have you?
Oh man,
I
that was
know.
like
You
that was
wanna
like
go
Bruce.
get it right here at Plug
That was
City,
like
baby?
that was like Bruce Buffer, man. For real, for real.
No, thank you for coming, man.
Yeah,
There's
definitely.
a lot of stuff that we want to talk to you about, though.
Yes,
I don't know if we can get this done in an hour.
You know, it's,
Hey man,
Smo got
just
stories
shoot.
for days.
Just shoot, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I will. You know,
so man, Bar Wars, man. This has become not only a household name in MBR, but it's become like a necessity for when somebody come over here from out of town, bro, or if it's an up and comer coming up, man. A lot of times they get they shot on Bar Wars. A lot of times, bro, y'all done put on some main events that we thought we had never see. How did you get this thing started, man? How did you get Bar Wars going?
Honestly, I think just kind of like everybody who I feel like you start as like anywhere in hip hop, you're always gonna start as a fan from the beginning. If you become a rapper, you become a producer, an engineer. You know, like I kind of do the, you know, obviously throwing events and all that. I was a huge fan of battle rap, man. Just like look back to, you know, early like 2000s especially, you know, when I was like really like falling in love with hip hop as I'm coming into junior high, you know. And obviously monumental, 8 Mile was monumental obviously for everybody around here, something to like, it would shed a big light on battle rap as far as like on a mainstream thing. But I'd already kind of been hip to like some Scribble Jam stuff and stuff like that, you know. I've been hip to like Eminem battling before he came out on the 8 Mile shit, and then Smack DVD, oh my god, Fight Club, you know. Then Grind Time is when I was like, you know, seeing it on YouTube and like, damn, you know, this is something that I want to do. Like, I want to battle. Like, you know, and Joe and I, the homie, remember we sent videos to D-Rec when they were running Grind Time, like to try out. Yeah. And they just never got back to us, you know.
So
it was crazy. And those videos, like, they're still on YouTube. You can still find them. It's like an old channel. It's an old email. I don't remember the password for, so I have no access to the YouTube. No, you know what I mean? It's one of them things that.
But you started off as an MC though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man. I've been rapping since like, oh man, like 5th, 6th grade, bro. You know, so I'm like 32 now. You know, a young 32.
So what led you to just even want to start a league to start putting people on, man? Because, you know, you could have been in front of somebody else's camera if you wanted to.
Yeah, and that was honestly the original plan. But what happened was, so like I said, I was watching a ton of Grind Time at the time. This was the time where Grind Time, they were dropping battles like almost daily on YouTube, and it was kind of like the new wave for not only like battle rap, but like it's around the time you got like Wiz and Mac and people like that are like starting to become independent artists on YouTube, and you're starting to see like the way that things are, like media is being digested a whole different way. Like it's not just like through the radio, or it's not just like through the television necessarily. It's like, oh shit, here's this YouTube thing where we create our own TV kind of and give it to the world kind of. It's like just a whole new wave of like to be able to, you know, get content or whatever. So I decided like you know, after we sent these videos to direct or whatever, it didn't work out. We just got this new studio at like in Shelby Township at like 23 Mile in Van Dyke, so like way up in the burbs. And we were doing all kinds of stuff like recording studio, you know, music video, all that stuff, man. Just like all kinds of shit, doing commercials. Like my one buddy Richie, he did commercials for like Legos and Welch's grapefruit snacks and all kinds of, like, you know what I mean, just stuff that we were trying to do to like keep the lights on in the building, more or less, right? Yeah. So in the very beginning there, I kind of like brought the idea to him, like, hey man, I think I want to try to throw a battle rap event, you know, like see how it goes. So we had a venue out in Chesterfield that we got for free because we were throwing shows there and we were bringing people to the bar there, and they weren't, you know, it's called New York, and you know, they got a big stage. It's a dope venue, you know. It's right off 94, 23 Mile, you know. Okay. So it's out that way, out east, but a little bit north, right? Yeah. So, but we would bring crowds of people there for like these little showcase events and stuff before we tried doing the battle rap event. So I set up a card, like a battle rap card, in 5 battles, and all 10 battlers, like 1 or 2 of them had battled off cam before, but no one had an on cam battle. So no one had like any like real like prevalent huge fan bases, right? Mm-hmm. So we do this event. So we shot
all new
bro, all new people. Like even like Joe and I. This is Joe and I's first, like going back to like his first battle, Sluice's first battle, James Blang, like some people that you might you know be familiar with from MBR. Okay, so like Blessed was first battle. Okay, so Hoodrow's first battle. Okay. All these guys' first battle, right? So we throw the event, and we did just like $5 at the door, you know, something like, because like, you know, that was, at the time, man, like I said, this was just trying to, like, we were recording everything in-house, shooting everything, you know, everything in-house, whatever. So we start the event or whatever, man, and like I noticed like we're about to start the battles. I'm like, damn, man, there's a fucking lot of people here, you know? Like, this is a lot of people. At the end of the night, we found out there was somewhere between like the 150 and 200 people came out to our first event. Of like all these, like we promoted heavy on the internet as far as like we did promos, bro. Okay, we did like. It's like this is back to like wrestling, bro. This is like the Vince McMahon of Instagram moniker, right? We literally did like these back and forth promos where like we were having them talk shit. You remember the old school bar words, the dun 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 dun. You remember the little beat we had that like we'd always used, right? So we like kind of had that like lowered, and we just had the MCs like going back and forth like talking shit about each other. You know what I mean? And then we posted the promo up, you know, like this battle's up, and we released them as single promos, you know, on the old channel, you know.
Look, real quick, I remember when I came back on the return card.
That's what we did. That's what we did, exactly, because we wanted to get back, and that's something I still want to get back to, because I think it's important to build hype for the fight. You got to have like stakes. You got to have something to make someone be like, why do I want to see these two people battle? For the longest time, battle rap, especially in these past like 6 to 7 years, it's been so like not doing judge battles that like, oh well, this guy can say he won, this guy can say he won. Like no one wants to take a loss because it's going to hurt their stock or whatever. But there's, at the end of the day, to me, if you're like a new person coming into this, they're always going to ask who won. Yeah. So if you tell them, I don't know, who do you think won? I mean, what do we do that in? We don't do that in any other thing. We don't do that in any sport, any contest, any, you know, whatever. So
let me ask you this though. So, you know, I might be jumping around, bro.
Yeah, no, you're good.
But you got such a huge resume. You know, history with MBR is you know what I'm saying, embedded into the soil. So, forgive me if I jump around. So, what made you just not want to be in front of the camera? Because you only had one battle,
bro. This is this is what happened. Okay, so the first event to me was like such a success where I was like, damn, we had like 150 people here. And I thought to my, like I said, we were also thinking of ways of like, how can we generate rev for the studio, to keep the studio going, to continue to be able to do the stuff, you know, like do events like this, do showcases, do whatever we wanted to do, right? So I knew kind of in my heart of hearts to like, who else is going to put the events together? Like, it's got to be me. And like eventually I was like, yeah, you know, eventually I'm going to I'm gonna battle. Eventually, I'm gonna battle. But as we kept doing events, we kept picking up momentum, and it was like, nah, man, I gotta like, as much as I want to do this, I'm almost better to be in the background of coaching people up on just because I feel like I'm just a very, like almost like a battle rap aficionado in a lot of ways. I understand just the basic human instincts of the way things work and how, you know, things will work in battles, just from, you know, how crowds are and how they're receptive to certain things and how they're not. And it may be on a structure thing, and maybe on a material critiquing, and maybe whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like that was something that in the beginning, like a lot of the artists, they'd be like, would run shit by me, and I would be like, you know, hey man, maybe you should try to use this pattern instead of this pattern, or, you know, not use so many syllables, you know, use the power of rhyming, because all we're judging a battle on is our ears and our eyes, what we see and what we hear, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like the way you're, you know, moving or something and bringing a bar to life could be very effective. The way you deliver it could be very effective on the ear, you know what I'm saying, for a fan, you know. So as we started building momentum, man, I was like, you know what, I kind of want to like really focus on trying to build this thing, make this brand, and, you know, kind of do like the talent relation role as far as like help people get better and, you know, make the league stronger, you know what I'm saying? So
because we had Dollar on the show,
Mhm.
which is, you know what I'm saying, the owner of Alpha League.
yeah,
And now we got
That's my
you.
dog.
Yeah, and that's what's up, bro, because y'all the most prominent leagues that's going on in NBR. We asked him this question, and I'm going to ask you.
Mhm.
How difficult is it, though, to run a league? It's so many different personalities. You got to get in contact and touch, and, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, just make all of these connections.
so this is
with
where I
different
started
people.
shooting
You
battle
gotta
rappers,
agree
man.
to-
Got the, it's like, it's one of the most like
But how difficult is it?
egotistical things on earth. Because first of all, battle rap is egotistical. I'm telling it the world why I'm better than you. You know,
Yeah.
bunch of man
That's
poems.
hip-hop, though.
Man poems.
Yeah, right,
Yeah, but
right.
no, my thing is hip hop is an art to like. There's battle rap is too, but hip hop's an art of like. It's like there's so much more to it than just battle rap. I feel like battle rap is a part of hip hop. Or battle rap is literally though just like, who's better, me or you, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm better than you, and you're gonna tell me why you're better than me. So there's already like an arrogance to it. So the thing about battle rap and why I think it's never became like maybe like monopolized on like a mainstream level is because first of all it was never made for that. It was made from the streets. Okay, it came from the streets. It came from two MCs battling to see who's the best on that, you know, neighborhood, or that, you know, at that venue, at that bar, or this city or that city or wherever it may be, right? And so the battle rapper always knew that the league wouldn't be able to prosper without the battle rapper. You know, as much as the battle rapper needs the league, you know,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So they knew that, and that's why they were able to negotiate the way they could and drive prices up for certain, you know, whatever. And don't get me wrong, man, people deserve to be paid in the shit, and people deserve to be compensated and travel and whatever. But I think it's that whole like free market of it. There's not like a set scale of like who should be this, or it's just kind of like I would pay this guy this, but this league might not pay this guy this.
Yeah.
You know, they might not feel he's worth that. Or I might not feel you're worth this, but they might feel you are. So you're not going to do a battle for me, you're going to do a battle for them, or vice versa, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that's always tough, because you're always going to deal with people that have ego, certain people that maybe think that they're a little bit higher up the card than they are, and you got to kind of like try to humble them in the way, but do it in a way of like, I don't like to be the one to be like just shit on someone, because I feel like you
But how do
converse
give
with
somebody
people.
some humble pie, like, you got to
converse instead of being like starting a conflict. Like that's not like confrontational is not the way to address anything to me. Because if you confront something, you'd rather converse with someone about it. You know, you converse about whatever it may be, and there's a chance that solution is going to be fixed. Because if you confront someone, you're just creating another problem that you're going to have to converse to fix, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is like, if I'm having an issue with you and you're saying like, and this isn't for you obviously, but let's say, Michael Ice is only getting a couple hundred views, and then you're talking to me about like,
we know this.
Of course, we know Michael Ice, a legend, and he puts in work on Bar Wars, of course, already. He's got some of the most fire battles on Bar Wars. So, let's say you're getting a couple hundred views, right? Let's say MC Backpacks, getting a couple hundred views, and he comes to me and he's talking about wanting the bag, wanting this and that, and I deserve this name, I deserve that name. I got to kind of be like, well, what are you bringing to the table for us? Because as much as you might not want to hear it, this all costs money right here, what you guys are doing right here. This costs money. You got to manpower that. You got to, the editing sits down, and that takes time to do. Putting the event together takes time to do. And like I said, people need to be compensated. Don't get me wrong, but there is a certain compensation that every artist is getting by getting put on the internet, to be shown, right? And the same way that the league owner is benefiting from having certain artists battle on their platform. So it's a thing that goes hand in hand. But the thing is battle rap existed before leagues, and battle rappers know that. So that will always make it difficult for the league owner. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's what can I pitch to you to get you to want to battle on my league? So I'm never gonna be URL. We're never gonna be King of the Dot. We're never gonna be RBE because we probably won't ever get that big, But if I can facilitate enough talent, to the platforms, to the bigger platforms, especially King of the Dot, because that's who I'm working with hand in hand, I feel like that's an impactful move for me. And then anything I'm doing on the side, I can always use that as, hey, that's a bargaining chip. You want a chance to battle on King of the Dot, if you battle on Bar Wars and kill it, this is going to get seen by the staff, So, there's like I said, there's so many things I could tell you about the league ownership, but really it comes down to now, the way I deal with people compared to when I used to deal with people. I was younger, it's probably more confrontational. Now, you hit me with the price that I'm just like, whatever, I'll tell you what we can do. It doesn't work, hey, we'll move on, and hopefully there's no hard feelings. If I feel like, this is something that we can do and make happen, yeah, we'll make it happen. Do you know what I'm saying? But
so have you ever did business with somebody that was asking for something that you was like, bro, you gotta be out your motherfucking mind?
Oh, in the beginning, put it this way. In the beginning, just because I think the person I am, at the end of the day, I never did this to pay my bills. Bar Wars was never used to pay SMO's bills, bro. SMO's got a job and a family. I had to take care of them doing that. This is almost just like a project as far as something that I love to do. I'm a fan at the end of the day. That's why I love this shit, right? So, there's been plenty of times when back in the day where I probably got taxed, and it's probably because I'm a nice guy, and I was just like, you know what?
They don't know.
Yeah, let's do that.
You're not.
I'm not a nice guy at all, man. I'm cutthroat. I'm a terrible human being. I am, man. I'm really, a terrible human being, bro. No, but
right.
The evil McMahon, exactly. No, but I think that especially when I first started, you got to figure. I was trying to break into getting new talent from the other leagues that probably were already a little bit, and they probably came over and saw us. It's like, oh yeah, I could come over and get a bag over here. You know what I mean? Whatever. And but I don't regret any of the things that we did, bro. I feel like we all, it all got us to where we are. So.
Now, you mentioned something earlier, though, about the connection that you got with KOTD. Can you tell us about how did that bridge even get built?
Man, that was something that, all right, so if you look back at, 2013, 2012, Bar Wars comes around, we start picking up steam, especially at the end of the year. When Joe and I battled Cash Eden, we had 400 people in the building for that, in Shelby Township to see a battle, that's kind of crazy. We made it almost like the Stockton of the Midwest there for a minute, there were some crazy battles going on. So we go all through 2013, and I would argue that year that we were the league of the year that year. I would argue we had thrown the 420 event, we had thrown JC and Joe and I, we had thrown, the T-Mills and Stack Boy event, that one was crazy. The Al Jones and Fatal event, that was crazy. Yeah. There was so many events that year that were crazy, and that was probably our strongest year. And then obviously we had the shit happen with the channel, and when the channel went down and we had to recover all the footage that we had on backup to re-upload on the new channel, like, I didn't quite know at first, like, if I was like, yo, are we gonna start over and just like continue doing things the way we are, or are we gonna do shit like a little bit differently as far as like just change up our approach on things. And to me, I felt like we needed a fresh approach. Like, I didn't want to just come back in the game with like, oh, let's not like shake things up a little bit. And at the time, you got to remember, Dalla was locked too, and he had been making some strides with Alpha big time, especially when we were kind of shelved, and helped out immensely pushing some of our battlers on his platform. 100%, man. Like, to this day, I'm very grateful for that. Like, some shit he did, 100%. And so when he ended up getting locked, though, I was like, all right, instead of throwing an event that's going to cost money for anybody to come in, like, we need like a pick-me-up for the scene at this point. I felt like the scene was kind of down. Pontiac was no longer throwing events. This was before Flint was really popping. I know they had like the KNK shit going on, but that was, lived and died very quickly, right? And Alpha League at the time was kind of scrambling because Dalla wasn't throwing the events. So I was like, let's do a free event. So obviously I hit up Michael Ice, hit up Shoddy, which that's a classic battle. That was the battle that really sold the event to me. There were some other ones too. Vicious and OT unfortunately didn't go down because OT got locked. That would have been another one of those battles that was, would have sold the event. But instead of going through like URL, I was like, we need to have a different path to try to, get MCs like on, right? Like a different wave, So I reached out to Gully, and Gully, obviously he traveled and done events like with Gannick and shit and always came on co-hosted stuff, whatever, but he never traveled out of town like by himself to do an event. So this was the first time he was ever doing that, to come co-host that Bar Wars event, right?
Right, okay, yeah.
So the first night he's in town, and I'll get back to this whole thing. So first night he's in town, we go to the Carbon Lounge, okay?
Carbon Lounge, bro. You used to go down to that bitch. Remember something got his ass?
Let me tell you what happened. So the first night we go to the Carbon Lounge, and we're all having drinks. And I'm like,
I know what you about to say too.
I'm kind of like hearing some like commotion. All of a sudden, pop, 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 pop. I'm like, damn. And I knew right away like what was going on. So I kind of like, I was like right like in the hallway where the bathroom was, And I'm thinking to myself, damn, I didn't know if someone was, where they were, who was shooting where, whatever. So I just kind of like dipped into the bathroom, like for a couple seconds. I was like, I'm going to see if I hear any more shots real quick. I'm like, whatever. And then I popped my head back out. I was like, what's going on? This fool Gully thought it was the fucking DJ, bro. So, to make a messed up story, so unfortunately I don't know what happened, but a girl who was there, who was, I'm guessing, like an innocent bystander, she got hit like twice in the leg, and she was like up on the bar, and like I remember there was like a bunch of holes in front of the door. This is the first time he's ever out here, right? And I'm thinking to myself like, yeah, this is the venue we're using tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man. So I take him back to his hotel, man, and I could tell that like, he's a trooper, bro. Like, that's the one thing. He's a real one, bro. So I could tell he was kind of like, yeah, I'm ready to get the fuck out of here, but like, he wasn't gonna like leave and take off, or he was whatever. So the next day, we went to the event. Obviously, you and Shoddy had, that's like a very historic battle, man. People won't understand how much that battle meant to Michigan and what that did. Like, it made him such. No, I'm serious, bro. No, I'm serious, because that battle literally. Okay, that event was a lot bigger than people will understand too. Because like I said, it was kind of a pick me up for the scene a little bit at the time. And that battle was crazy. I remember Marv literally told me that day, he's like, yo, I'm here to see Ice and Shoddy. And Quest said that too. And I remember thinking, when they walked in, I was like, oh shit, Marv and Quest are here? I was like, hell yeah.
I knew I made it.
That's what's up. That's what I'm saying. So that was crazy, man. And that battle, really, like, I feel like that made him a believer into the scene. So this is, I'll tie this all in. So that made him a believer into the scene, right? So when he went home, obviously he wanted to, and at the time Shouts to Shane Roberts. At the time, he had the liquidation warehouse. And that night, you know, Shane went with me to pick Gully up from the airport. That night, he met Jonai. And Jonai had the PG that he had just done, because Norbs had sent it to him in the inbox. And so he played it for Gully, like live, you know. And Gully was like, oh my, what the fuck? I never even heard this kid, you know. So that bridge kind of got made that night too, you know, along with Tez. Tez talked to him at the event. Obviously, Empos put him over big time. And Chuck, same thing, you know. So, yeah, and then you know, that's kind of when stuff started happening. And obviously, we brought him back out for my birthday when you battled Bees. And, you know, me and Gully just kind of stayed in contact. We started doing the GZs, bringing people over, you know. They went over a couple times, and Shotty really took off. Joe and I obviously took off, you know.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Bar Wars is something monumental, man. And with that connection with King of the Dot, what you did was you brought, because you know at the time, bro, a lot of people was just trying to get Norbs over here.
of course.
You was doing something different, but not only was you doing something different though, you was creating an opportunity for the MCs over here.
Yeah, man.
Do you feel like you get the respect you deserve as far as what you've done for this culture?
Man, hell no, I'm just playing.
You're telling me
no, man, no,
mad.
man. To be honest with you, man, I think I'm kind of past that point. I think at the end of the day, I hope that when people look back on what we did, you know, just from little things, just like when we came in and, bro, we started shooting in like 1080. No one was shooting in 1080p.
Right.
No one was really using like the crazy like After Effects rolls and the animation rolls and shit. Like now you got people like the Roses, man. They're fucking killing the game. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. So it's like Hank as well, bro. You know, you got people that are, you know, killing it with the graphics, the visuals, all that, man.
Yeah.
I think that we were like kind of the ones that like, hey, yo, not only are we gonna put this on YouTube, like let's put a quality product out. Because in the beginning, let's be honest, first like 6-7 events, I would never say, even during 2013, I would never say that Bar Wars necessarily had the best battles of all the leagues, but we were throwing the best events. Okay, we were getting our battlers over with the crowd, you know, and with the scene. And we were throwing successful events. It was yeah, and we were bringing people together, bro, that wouldn't come together in any other walk of life, too.
Yeah.
You got people from Pontiac and Detroit and Metro Detroit area all coming together, you know.
Bar Wars was my first city event I've been to.
Okay.
So,
was you
first,
shooting or you just went to
nah,
it?
I
Which
was
one?
with, at the old Miami, Snapping Deal,
Yeah,
Bees and YT.
Born in Jonah, yeah, that's crazy.
Born in Jonah.
Kingpin,
Born wore the Hank.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was my first, like, not my first battle event going to here, because I went to Power and all that other
Oh,
stuff
yeah, man.
before that, but like my first time seeing homegrown. No, I take that back, never mind. The Mike Murderer shit with Snap and Stack. But after that, Bar Wars.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you what, Power 1 was a big reason why I decided to come back. Because I was almost at a point when everything had happened. There was a lot of people kind of like shitting on me at that point in time. Really, if you look back, and I don't hold it against anybody, you know, it's like you forgive, but you don't forget, though. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people at the time,
you know, because the people don't really know.
But yeah, but like just at the time, because of what had happened, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just kind of felt like a certain way. But I remember when I went to that event, especially, and a lot of people, and you know, like Dollar especially being one of them, and like other people too, you know, they were like, they welcomed me back with like open arms, kind of like, you know, we need you back in the scene, whatever kind of deal, you know, like fuck whoever's saying whatever they're saying, don't be concerned with that, you know what I mean? Especially after everything happened, because man, when that shit happened, I was like crushed, you know. Not to.
That's what we were.
If you want me to go into it, if you want,
like,
yeah.
What
Okay, when the
happened
channel went down, like, so what happened was, and there's two different things that we thought that happened. So, we had a battler who bought views and purchased views, and we found out, and we were kind of like, there was a point in time where we were kind of like, there was starting to look like, okay, there's certain battles that are like, why is this one taken off and this one's not? But we also had battles that like, okay, this makes sense. You know, this has this many views. Look at who's battling, you know? And there was even a point where I felt like we were getting battlers over in the thousands of views, and the comments were showing that obviously the shit was organic. But then there was some that you're like, especially a certain battler, you know.
Now, real quick though,
Yeah.
Smoke, shit like this was going on a lot back then.
Oh, yeah.
This wasn't, you know. This
Yeah,
wasn't-
why just Bar Wars?
Okay.
It's not because it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
Because it's
Okay.
been that was going on a lot.
Okay, and you know
this
what's
was from other
and this
people
and this
who
was
was
crazy
always
is I never monetized the channel, because that was before like I even really understood like, you know, what that was all about. And even if I would have, to be honest with you, it wouldn't have been like much of anything really if I would have monetized it. But I never really monetized the channel. Like I said, it was just dropping the battles on the channel more or less, was just to put them out. You know, that's what we were using to get our media out. But yeah, so we had gotten some violations. I think because what happened is we monetized one of our newer videos, and when you monetize one of the newer any video, they go back on your channel and check analytics or whatever it was, and they obviously like saw some stuff that they were like flagging or whatever. And my thing is at the time, man, we had battles. We were out for like, this is like 2014 when this happened, like early 2014, right? So we had already been out for like a year and a half. So you got to figure, man, I had thrown monthly events from 2012, August, September, October, November, December, like all the way through, you know. So and maybe here and there, maybe I missed a month or so, but there's probably about at least 8 to 9 events worth of material at least that I no longer had on a hard drive or on a backup, because it's like, shit's been on YouTube forever.
Right.
Why am I gonna?
Why keep it?
Why keep it? You know, it's saving space to, you know, whatever. Obviously, I said I don't have any regrets. Okay, I do. I lied. That's a regret, not putting things on backup the way I should have. You know, just had everything on backup, no matter what, right? So the channel gets flagged, and then we had another. This is something funny too. We had another video that this didn't end up being the cause of it though, but we thought it was one of the causes. Is we had a video that we thought got flagged for a copyright for. Sluice did like for his Pokemon scheme that he did against Snaptite. He did like a whole stupid like little video for like the punchlines and shit. You know what I mean? Whatever. And we thought that one got flagged too, but that wasn't the reason why the channel got terminated. The channel got terminated because of a third-party bot that supposedly bought the views for these battles or whatever. So what ends up happening is they say, oh, your channel has been suspended. So I'm hitting Google up and YouTube up, man, like routinely every single day, like trying to be like, hey, if you guys are going to shut our channel down, can I at least like download our content, you know, back? Because I'm missing a lot of this content, whatever. So this goes on for about 6 months, man. And then they just decided that they were gonna, I had appealed it, done all kinds of shit, sent whatever, even to the point where I went to Ann Arbor and went into like a Google store that was in Ann Arbor or whatever it is, to like try to see if someone could, you know, maybe help me with the situation, you know what I mean? And they were just telling me like, yeah, keep doing what you're doing with sending the appeals, whatever. And what ended up happening is the channel got terminated, man. And bro, I'm telling you, man, that was like, oh, that was fucking devastating, man. I'm not gonna lie. That was like probably one of like the low points of my life too, because on some, you know, straight shoot shit, me and my wife currently, we were like really on some rocky times. Like it was just like one of those points where the good Lord was testing me, you know what I mean? Was putting a lot of, you know, and making me question a lot of shit, like should I even do this moving forward, you know? Because I remember people were posting shit like, you know, like our logo like in like a cemetery with like Scheme Street and MMTV and shit like that, you know what I mean? And obviously it's a part of it, you know what I mean? It's right. I've got a good sense of humor. I've gotten memed a million times, you know me, man. I got, you know, but at that point in time it was kind of felt like, man, like do I even want to continue like wasting my time doing this? Or like am I like, do they even care if I continue doing this? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But I think that, you know, I don't know, man. At late in 2014, going into 2015, like going to the Power event, going to see Joe battle on the PG that was a big one too. That was like one of those moments where it was like, yeah, man, I still love this shit. I can't necessarily go away yet. And at that point, I dropped all the battles, you know, that we had, re-uploaded them, you know. But yeah, man, that was tough, bro. So, but you know, I decided when we came back, let's shake it up.
So I want to ask you,
know,
this though, real quick too. Bro, you had a lot of, you know, high-profile battlers on your stage, on your platform. Who was your favorite person, like, that you had?
Oh man, from out of town?
Yeah, like out of town.
Oh man.
That just you said you got your money's worth, you got your whatever it was.
Oh, I'll say this, man. I'll keep it 1,000. I don't think there's ever been anyone that's come from out of town that I paid that has not given me a good showing.
Yeah.
I swear to God, everyone comes from out of town. They ain't trying to.
You had so many.
Yeah, Born, Franchise, Money Bags. As far as people go, obviously, this is crazy. Okay. Thesaurus, a lot of people don't know, man. I hope you don't get mad at me for the interview for this. But he's got his parents live out here in Brighton, or his mom does, I believe. So she lives out here. So it's kind of every time he gets to come out here, he gets to visit her, right? So it was like a chance for him to visit her and do the battle, which was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the time before, for like right around Christmas, I had him pull up on me because I, you know, got him some gas when he came out here. I was like, yo, what do you know, touch you down, you know? So he gave me like a amazing price to do the battle versus Chuck. You know what I mean? I'll keep it real. Thesaurus could really charge, you know, as much as he wants. He's a fucking goat, dude, to me. Thesaurus is a cool ass dude. Franchise cool shit, man. I met him in Barrie, Ontario, when Fatal and Fire battled on this little card in Canada. And on the way there, we got stopped because the car smelled like Kush, and the people at the border didn't believe that they were battle rappers and made them spit their bars. Not even playing. The border patrol made Fatal and Fire spit their bars. They literally battled right in front of them. It was funny, man. They spit like at least one round each. So I met Franchise up there, bro. Before Franchise became big, bro.
Right.
I saw him and I was like, he battled Pappy Mason. You guys know who that is?
No, Pappy is.
Bro. I was like, yo, this kid is, and on top of it, he was Canadian. So I've never heard anyone that was Canadian that rapped like that. I was like, yo, this kid is going to be special. I remember talking to him. And then years later, you know what I'm saying, here he is, comes out, battles Dallas, who's another dope dude from out of town. This shows love. Born, cool as hell, you know, had a great time with him. We, you know, went to the Gentleman's Club, just some crazy, you know, we had some fun, man. And Money Bags, bro. Out of everybody, I'd say Money Bags, bro, is probably the coolest person, bro. Because I brought him out to host again, just because, you know, he's just that's the homie, man.
Shout out to you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, everybody that I've ever brought from out of town to battle though on Bar Wars is always like David came on some bullshit, like not prepared, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, you know. Can't say that about everyone from hometown, you know.
So you got, when you see a main stage battle, and when you see somebody like Shotty P up there, or you see Joe Nye on the main stage, and you, as of recently, somebody like Chuck. How does that make you feel, being that this is homegrown from Bar Wars?
Man, it's I don't know, like I guess now that I do, because I battled Dalla, you know, on cam, even though I battled before then, but like the feeling that you get before you're about to battle, like that's probably the only thing that I can like kind of relate it to. Because I feel like but it's not out of it's out of my control. I can't sit there and be like, you know, use some magic spell for them to rap great that day. It's like they've got to do that, you know. All I can do is just, you know, not gas and look stupid like I did against this, you know, when he battled Skelly. I was all drunk and shit, or Shotty battled Skelly. That was funny. But other than that, man, it's just, you know, it's kind of almost like a nervousness, bro. It's like, you know, you want him to do well, that's all, you know. You want him to do as good as possible, you know. I remember, like, the PG versus Jonai, and, who was it, Gutta, right? We go outside, all right, and there's a shitload of people outside smoking, whatever, and there's been a couple battles, and the cops pull up, and they tell everybody, go inside right now or we're shutting this down, you know? And I'm like, oh my God, bro, we didn't just drive 12 hours for you to not rap, bro. Like, I'm gonna just be crushed, you know? Like, and I'd heard some of the rounds, and I'm just like, come on, let my boy, you know? Because when we showed up there that night, the bouncer at the door didn't believe Joe and I was on the card. They literally had to go get Norbs because, like, we were just walking through Harlem and, you know, obviously you know, everyone's like, who the fuck are you guys? You know, like, whatever, right? But, so Joe and I, we go back in, and Joe and I's up next, which was great. So the cops forced the whole building to go in, right? So I remember being, like, so nervous watching that. But then, like, the thing is, though, as you see them, like, killing it, it's like one of them feelings, bro, it's like a pride, man. You're just like, can't be like more proud of them. Not that I'm like in a position to even be like, oh, I'm proud of you, I'm in some power,
right.
You know? No, it's like, I'm proud of you that you put in the work and you're doing what you're doing, like, and you're like, I'm like almost living vicariously through you, getting to see Shotty. Never been on a plane before. Now he's, you know, flown to Australia. Flown to England. Joe and I going to flying to England, flying to Toronto, flying to Cali. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy to me, bro. Never, you know, never would have thought. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's why like everyone, you know, someone like Joe and I, they always, oh, when's he coming back? When's he coming back? This is the thing, bro. I would love him to come back, of course, but none of them guys that Shotty, you, none of you guys owe me a fucking thing as far as I'm concerned. You guys have given me not only great content, but great memories as far as this shit goes. And one day I'll look back on this and be like, man, you know?
Likewise, man.
Yeah, man.
We appreciate
just from
you,
events and shit, man.
Because when y'all had took the absence, bro, it was a void that was left. You feel me? So
yeah.
We appreciate what you done contributed to this game, brother.
I appreciate y'all, man.
You know, and that's why we got you here today. So
yeah.
So for the new talent that's out there that's coming up, they want to pick a battle league, right? Mm-hmm. And they have an opportunity. Let's say they had the opportunity to join Bar Wars. Mm-hmm. Why Bar Wars? Tell them what Bar Wars would, you know, the benefits.
First of all, man, I feel like when you're booking, and this is like, I relate so much of this shit to like wrestling. You know, when you're booking somebody and you're trying to get somebody over as a battler, you know, there's like a start and a finish with where you kind of see them going. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of try to do it in like 3 to 4 battle intervals as far as like, what up, Chops? Sue's story. Oh man, Chops in the house, man. Sue faculty. You already know. So, what were we just saying, man? My bad. Now I'm fucking up.
I was asking about like what would be the benefits of joining Bar Wars if somebody.
Oh, my bad, man. Yeah. What's the benefit of joining your league? I'm gonna be over here high, not even being able to tell them, right? No, I just look at it like, bro, if I'm starting to, if I want to get somebody over, like I want to get them over with the crowd, right? I kind of see like a vision of what I want to do. The first battle, a lot of times, it's like I want to put you against somebody who, first of all, the battle is going to be good so that the fans are going to enjoy watching the battle. Your opponent's going to be good. And I don't want to book people that aren't good. So I want you to battle someone who's good, who's going to challenge you. But I want you to battle someone that stylistically the battle is going to really like, it's almost like a dance in a weird way, man, like, or like wrestling. You know, when you have 2 good people in the ring together, they're going to put on a great match, right? So it's kind of like that, and I kind of look at it as like, instead of me just throwing someone to a lion right away if they're not ready for it, like, that's how you get smoked, and then what do you learn from that? You know what I'm saying? You're not learning anything from that. You can get smoked, don't get me wrong, and learn from it, but not necessarily if you're paying for a name. I don't feel like that's beneficial, because that might be the one time people are going to see you. Oh, you battled so-and-so who's got a bigger name than you? Oh, you watched it? Oh, you got your ass kicked. I ain't watching this guy's battle no more. You know? Yeah. You only get a chance to break over with the fans so many times. So that, like, elevation up is important, and not oversaturating yourself, man, is important. If you're going to travel and battle, like, every month or something, that's different. Because at least you're going and trying to find new pockets of fans, right? But, man, there's something to be said of, like, yo, I haven't seen you battle in a couple months. I'm looking forward to seeing you battle, you know?
Absolutely.
Shit, how long has it been since Joe's battled now, right?
Quite a while.
3 years?
If I announced that he was on a card tomorrow, people would go nuts.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. And that's just one example. I could use that for a lot of people's,
Right.
a lot of people examples, So, well, yeah, man, I think the benefit to coming to Bar Wars, bro, I'm going to have a plan for you on how I'm going to book. We work with King of the Dot. Now they're saying to me, the best battles that from our channel, they're willing to stream on their Twitch channel, and we could still drop them on our YouTube, which is great cross promo. So I kind of work hand in hand with them. I feel like if you want to battle, go to other leagues. If you want to get an opportunity, come over here,
So that also leads me to this question: what's the current Bar Wars roster right now?
Oh man, it's expanding literally like right now as we speak. That's something I'm really working on heavy, and I got some like this May card. I can't drop all the names on it yet, but I'm bringing back some people that kind of like on the, I would say, free agent market that I'm bringing back. Not only from Detroit but from Flint and from Pontiac and the Midwest, Indiana. Because right now it seems like a lot of the leagues in the Midwest are kind of stagnant. So if we can bring them up here to battle in Michigan and make this the home away from home, why not? Makes sense. But yeah, the roster right now, I would say there's probably about 12 to 15 I put a check mark, I know I can call this guy and lock him in. And there's probably another 15 to 20 that I'm trying to be able to put in that same category to be So
Right.
a lot of the originals, bro, they aren't around anymore. If you look at where Bar Wars was to where it is now, it's a definite, transition as far as, who's at the top and who's not, so.
Who's the most underrated person in Bar Wars?
Oh, man. Active
Active.
or all time? Active?
Let's go active.
Active? Oh, man.
I got one in mind.
What would you say?
Active right now, I think Stack Boy Chuck is probably one of the best out there that don't get his just due.
Yeah. Well, he's a champ, right?
Yeah.
So I hope that they rate him high
But
because
if you talk
he's
about
the champ,
NBR
man.
list,
Excuse me, guys. No, he's not. He's not the champ.
if you talk NBR list,
I would call this shit. Shut up, Chuck.
if you talk NBR list, a lot of people won't mention his name until it's. I mean, if you start from the top to the bottom, they'll put him so low, and it's so many guys above this list. He'd ruin.
All right, as far as active goes, how long are we
Let's go
talking?
2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, 2 years. Okay, in 2 years, I got a name for you, Gigi,
Gigi, yeah.
bro. Because when he's on his shit, bro, you don't really lose like that, bro. I've seen him battle some pretty good comp,
You know who reminds me of him? Joey Gambella.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point in time, that was a battle that I really, really wanted to see, But
Yeah.
I think right now with him, just because
Gigi was him before he was him. And
He's
this
a-
ain't no shot.
yeah. He's in a different spot in life right now, so I think that he's not probably trying to be as active. But he's somebody that I just know that he could shake the room.
Has he ever lost?
Uh,
on a
he,
crazy streak.
he really was on a crazy streak. I would say the Chrome battle might be the one.
No.
Chrome.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I'd say Chrome to come out from out of town and do what he did and get the reaction that he did, especially after Jonah and Bourne battled and then they had to go. It was
Yeah.
come on. And that was the first GZ ever shot in
Wow.
Michigan. Was that battle that night? They took that battle for, ground zero. So, yeah.
Let me ask something real quick, bro. You also pioneered something and did something that became a staple in NBR, bro, which was the Glove Up series.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about. First off, I'm gonna ask you this: which one was your favorite one? Because it's 3 of them, right?
4.
It's 4.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
4.
It was 4.
Yeah.
It was 4.
Oh, man. It's kind of hard to not. It's number one will always it'll always hold that special place in your heart because it just had just I don't know.
Hold on. Was that? Which one was Creed versus Gunn?
That was number one.
That was
That
like
was number one.
crazy.
That was actually a battle.
That battle.
That matchup was a matchup I came up with.
That
It's
battle
very,
was
That was
crazy.
what?
yeah, that was number one. That was
Yeah.
the second battle of number one. The first battle, number one, was Pepe versus Gigi, which actually was a pretty fire battle too. You know.
That battle was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep.
The 2-day card.
2 was the 2-day card. 3 was 3 was one
was the
day.
same building,
Yeah,
though.
3 was 1 day, and then 4 was 1 day.
Same building.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's why I get confused.
hmm
So which was your favorite though?
Okay. Okay. Number one, obviously, like I said, will hold a special place in my heart. But Glove Up 2, day one, when you battled Drops, was a very, very fire card. They had Manifesto and Dala.
Festo and
Was
Dom.
crazy.
Did they
And
take that back on short notice or
The
something?
fire
Yes.
nachos.
yeah, they're, yeah.
Fire nachos.
Yeah, yeah, they were.
I did security that
Yeah, yeah. Big chops was on security that day.
The pregame
Yeah,
for the
man.
Festo Dollar.
Oh
was
my God, man.
magnifique.
That was, bro. That I ain't gonna lie. That was.
Oh, my
And then
God.
obviously Dala took the shot when I was standing there, which
Yeah.
was great. You know what I mean? That was great.
Taz had
And-
like a dope moment that day too. Like,
Yep.
He had a dope
Taz?
battle. There was a lot of good stuff
Mhm.
like that
What he
day.
did.
And Clack Screen and Ray Stizzy. Stizzy went
Ray-
crazy.
yes,
I
Ray
remember
Stizzy
Stizzy went crazy, and
was
everyone was like,
introduced to me,
"Yo."
and that guy
Snapchat battle somebody too.
Yeah, that was good. Yep. Yep.
was it Vicious versus
That was
Seif that
Vicious
night?
and stuff. Yeah, man. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Sandman. Yeah.
So I want to add something else though. I'm sorry. 'Cause this
Max
just popped in
Aurelius
my
in
mind.
Dallas, right?
Bro, you've had something happen on your stage that I don't think has ever happened in any battle league in the history of battle rap itself.
I'm thinking about like 5 things are running through my mind right now,
and
which
this
is crazy.
probably is nothing that you're thinking of.
It's like I could literally think of like 5 things right now. It's funny.
Human versus
Oh, man.
fucking
Wow.
Apollo Creed.
Wow, man.
You know when something crazy happens, it usually involves the zoo.
It do though. ain't it?
The zoo has some kind of tie to it.
Yeah.
Human
That,
throws up and vomits. Literally, if y'all, this
It
is
kept going. That would a lot of people. That would have ruined a lot of battles.
Oh, I'd have walked
That was
out.
first
Hank
round,
is
too,
in the
I believe.
footage.
To get through your footage through a choke is one thing, but to get
That
through
was
it through
that was a real choke.
What did you
projectile
think-
vomiting is a whole different thing, man.
People say choking this early.
That was Earl.
Now let me tell you this,
So
bro.
real quick, what did you think when you saw it happen, and what did you think when you watched it on fucking film?
Now, first of all, shout out to Human. I might partially blame myself for this because before the event, he pulled up to the venue, and I mean, we were
Said, "I gotta
smoking heavy, bro.
Oh.
Like we got silly before he got out there and battled, right? And I don't know if he'd been drinking or if he was dehydrated or what, or if I may have even been off an edible too. I'm not even sure, but I know we were smoking heavy, bro. And I remember thinking to myself when he threw up, damn, man, I hope that wasn't because, you know, but, you know, like I said, that was another one of those battles that I think that I thought about, and you know,
That was
it's
the
like, yo,
same
let's
day.
set up
We
Creed
got beat
Human.
up too in the back end.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Oh
He was
yeah,
about to be a
yeah,
snack
the guy,
battle.
yeah, my man's got tossed out.
Same day.
Yeah, my man's got yoked up and thrown out the venue. Yeah.
But what did you think when this man vomited
Oh
in the middle
my
of,
God, man.
of the battle and proceeded to keep rapping?
About 3 things at once, man. Like I said, the first thing I thought is, damn, I wonder if am I partially to blame for this? Like right away, like the guilt set in, right? My guilt set in.
That shit
Second
went everywhere.
thing I thought was, damn, this is gonna go viral, you know?
Of course.
Okay. And then the third thing I thought is, I hope it's not all over the floor and like, you know, like where this is going to
Where
be
is it
something
gonna be
where
smoke?
we're going to be, I didn't know where or what, you know, but like I'm looking down, well, I'm like looking down, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's kind of,
Did anybody
Yeah,
clean that up after?
I believe so, yeah, but that was brutal, man. That
It was
was,
stinking like a mother.
I'm sure,
It was.
Yeah, that was bad, man.
Close to
Legendary.
yeah,
Legendary in its own right.
yeah.
So, what's next for Bar Wars though? Like, I know it's something coming
We
up.
just dropped the card.
Yeah.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, we'll
okay,
run
I
the
thought
fade,
that
yeah,
was-
we're doing the run the fades,
Yeah,
and
tell us about that, man.
we'll they're doing a series with King of the Dot right now that it's going to be like invite only. They want to keep the small room. You know, this one they're going to try on YouTube Live because my boy Nick, shout out Nick Parrott, the Wolf Man, he shoots for Bar Wars. He's going to be running the Sling Studio moving forward to help, you know, do some lives for King of the Dot. So him being able to be here kind of takes a little bit off of, you know, like Avo's plate, right? Because Avo's one of the hardest working guys in battle rap as far as like doing the lives for all these events and shit, you know. So if Nick can do them here, it kind of opens up the ability for us to be able to do more of these here, you know, which is cool. And they want to do these in barbershops all over, you know, the country, maybe the world, you know, what King of the Dot is. So, yeah, man, this is going to be just something to kind of break through with the new talent. Obviously, we'll see some guys that a lot of people know too, kind of at the tops of the cards, but it's really about getting the new talent over, and then it's going to be regionally based, I'm sure. Like what they do in Cali, they're going to try to get the guys over from Cali, New York, whatever, you know.
Right.
So, yeah, man, it's going to be fire.
Too, man. Y'all always have been a league that reaches out to anywhere, bro, and just get the best talent, man. And y'all always have done that, bro.
Yeah, man.
So, bro, getting towards the end of this dope ass interview, bro. We always do this word association game.
Let's go.
You feel me? So I'm gonna just name some. I'm gonna say some words, and I want you to tell me.
Before we do this, I'm gonna let you guys know.
Mm-hmm.
Next time I'm gonna come back for a part 2, and it's gonna be all stories. I'm just gonna give you guys nothing but stories, because like I said, I knew this was gonna be.
Yeah.
We wanted to get a little crust. Next time I'm gonna give you guys some gem stories, because I didn't get to give you guys as many. Just some stuff that you guys probably never even knew, never even heard. Some shit that you guys are gonna laugh about. That like, oh my god, some behind the scenes shit, just some whatever. And I'll just shoot. You know, I'm just trips, bro.
Y'all was around
like,
yet,
bro, just. Man,
Bassall Bob's.
Bassall Bob, bro. I was even thinking, bro. I was thinking
about
about the Husky stop, bro. I'm thinking about shit like the Husky stop.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about so much shit that's just, bro.
That's almost went over the
Oh
third
my
floor
god.
balcony. That was like,
Oh my god, man. Yeah. So much shit. But yeah, go ahead. Let's go.
All right. All right. So Jonah. One word.
Goat.
Hoodro.
Aggressive.
Human. If you don't say vomit, dog, you gotta get the fuck out. Competition.
Oh man. Yeah, we'll go with vomit, but shout out to human though, man. Fire, very fire.
For sure. Competition.
Competition. Preparation.
Bar Wars.
Wow. The platform.
Vince McMahon.
Oh,
Icon.
Bath Salt Bob.
A hooligan.
Gigi.
Charismatic.
Zoo Faculty.
The NWO.
SMO.
Motivation.
spitting on Cam like Tupac in the.
Wing.
What was the bar? What was the bar?
Wings jersey.
Like Pac in the Red Wings.
Oh wow.
Listen, bro, we got to bring you back because you
Yes,
got
sir.
so much knowledge and so much shit, man.
We got to do a part two.
And I got, and I got some music on the way too, man.
We appreciate
Got some music
you,
on
man.
the way.
Again, man, a battle rap pioneer for NBR, bro.
Thank you, man.
A leader, man.
I appreciate y'all,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? Thank you for coming through, brother. We appreciate it.
100%.
Let me check my schedule.